This fight is not going to change my lifestyle financially. I'm a fighter. I feel good. I can do it. I feel I can beat this.
Netflix is currently being sued over their Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. And it's not because people think the fight was rigged, though I have questions.
Tyson, he's not his own person, you know. He's not his own person, yeah? He's sold off.
Mike Tyson has faced a backlash after allegedly being sued over his scripted fight with Jake Paul. The fight ended with a shocking outcome. Jake Paul defeated Tyson. Fans were stunned by the result, and the criticism against Tyson was immediate and intense. Critics accused the heavyweight legend of tarnishing his legacy by participating in what they claim was a scripted match. Many loyal fans expressed their dismay, arguing that Tyson, known for his illustrious career and fearsome dominance in the ring, had compromised his reputation for financial gain. In a pre-fight interview, Tyson dismissed these claims, stating, "This fight will not change my financial state." He emphasized that the match was about exploring new opportunities in the modern boxing landscape rather than seeking monetary reward. Despite his explanation, the controversy continues to overshadow the fight, with many questioning the integrity of the event and Tyson's motivations for being involved.
Netflix is currently being sued over their Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. And it's not because people think the fight was rigged, though I have questions, and that's what we'll get into. It's because it didn't work, and a lot of people were buffering and unable to watch it despite signing up to pay for it. Now, the bigger question I have about this fight is, how come no one is suing over the fight being rigged? There's a lot of questions, and there's evidence piling up that suggests it may have been somewhat.
Netflix is facing significant backlash after being sued for its alleged role in hyping up a fight between boxing legend Mike Tyson and YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul. The lawsuit claims that Netflix orchestrated the event as a scripted spectacle rather than a legitimate sporting contest, misleading fans while profiting from the immense buzz surrounding the rumored fight. The streaming giant reportedly planned to host the fight as a global pay-per-view event, promoting it heavily as an unprecedented clash of generations. Critics argue that Netflix's marketing strategy prioritized drama and entertainment over authenticity, with some speculating that the fight's outcome was predetermined to maximize viewer engagement. The lawsuit accuses Netflix of blurring the line between sports and scripted entertainment, further fueling the debate about celebrity boxing's impact on traditional sports.
Varying degrees of arguments. The first is that Tyson was required to complete 8 rounds for money. Some say that's how it was rigged. He's not going to go all out to shut down Jake Paul because he wants $20 million. Others have said he was told he's not allowed to do uppercuts because that would end Jake Paul and probably hurt him very badly. Those are the two principal conspiracies, I suppose. One is that Mike Tyson actually pulled his punches completely and tried to avoid fighting, which falls in line with that first conspiracy, I suppose, of...
During his highly hyped fight with Jake Paul, Mike Tyson showcased subtle hints of his old fighting style, such as biting his gloves between rounds, a signature move from his prime that fans associate with his fierce focus and intent. However, by the 3rd round, that spark seemed to fade. Tyson appeared fatigued and unmotivated, raising questions about his passion and effort in the bout. Observers noted that his usual explosiveness and intimidating demeanor were absent, sparking speculation that he may have approached the fight knowing the outcome in advance. Critics pointed out that Tyson's lack of aggression and uncharacteristic energy drop were unusual, especially given his reputation as one of boxing's most determined competitors. Fans watching closely felt that his body language lacked the urgency of someone fighting to win, and instead seemed more like a man fulfilling an obligation. This perception has fueled conspiracy theories that the fight was orchestrated for entertainment rather than a genuine contest. While Tyson has denied allegations that the fight was scripted, his performance left many fans disappointed, questioning whether this match should even be considered part of his official record. For someone of Tyson's caliber, the lack of fire in his approach was starkly noticeable, leaving a cloud of doubt over the fight's legitimacy.
Kid, recently broke some news about how he spoke to one of the Paul brothers and that they had an agreement that no one was supposed to get severely injured and that the fight had to last at least through the 6th round. As I was watching the fight, I'm like, damn, it looked like Mike came out a little hot, and I saw him do this one thing where he kept biting his gloves. I know there was a big age discrepancy here, right? Jake Paul being 27, Mike Tyson being 58, of course. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, is he biting onto his glove to hold back? Because it looked like he had something there. Even some of the jabs Mike threw, I'm like, he stopped.
The recent fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul has reignited debates about celebrity boxing and the evolving priorities in the sport. Mike Tyson, a heavyweight legend renowned for his unparalleled ferocity, has a legacy that spans decades. Any loss in the ring, particularly one perceived as avoidable or staged, inevitably raises questions about his place in boxing history. For Jake Paul, however, the fight represents another step in his campaign to legitimize himself as a professional boxer. Cultural commentator and former rapper Lord Jamar provided a blunt assessment of the fight's implications. He emphasized that since the match was officially sanctioned, the results would be recorded in both fighters' professional boxing histories. This has raised serious concerns about the motivations behind the match, as it will go down as Jake Paul defeating Mike Tyson, a result that some believe tarnishes Tyson's legacy while boosting Paul's burgeoning career. Jamar was particularly critical of the financial aspect, implying that money was the driving force behind the outcome. He claimed that the fight was less about competition and more about showmanship, with the fighter receiving the larger payday, reportedly Jake Paul at $40 million, being the predetermined victor. "It's obvious," Jamar stated, "the one who gets paid the most is going to win." This perspective has fueled ongoing debates about the role of money and spectacle in boxing, particularly in high-profile celebrity matches like this one. Critics argue that sanctioning such fights blurs the lines between professional boxing and entertainment, potentially undermining the sport's credibility. Tyson's performance during the fight was a point of significant discussion. Despite showcasing subtle hints of his old fighting style, such as biting his gloves between rounds, a signature move from his prime that fans associate with his fierce focus and intent. By the 3rd round, Tyson appeared fatigued and unmotivated. Observers noted that his usual explosiveness and intimidating demeanor were absent, sparking speculation that he may have approached the fight knowing the outcome in advance. Critics pointed out that Tyson's lack of aggression and uncharacteristic energy drop were unusual, especially given his reputation as one of boxing's most determined competitors. Fans watching closely felt that his body language lacked the urgency of someone fighting to win and instead seemed more like a man fulfilling an obligation. This perception has fueled conspiracy theories that the fight was orchestrated for entertainment rather than a genuine contest. Despite Tyson denying allegations that the fight was scripted, his performance left many fans disappointed, questioning whether this match should even be considered part of his official record. For someone of Tyson's caliber, the lack of fire in his approach was starkly noticeable, leaving a cloud of doubt over the fight's legitimacy. Tyson, whose legacy was built on his unmatched dominance in the ring, being part of a fight perceived as a commercial ploy, has drawn mixed reactions from his fan base. Meanwhile, for Paul, this victory, regardless of the surrounding